let's try and analyze this match as best as possible here. I'm going to start with Sunday on this one.
Oh, how to crack into this one? That was so good. So like the opening of the match was very technical, very like mat and grappling to start with, and the Miracle Mike Bennett from Boston, Massachusetts, actually Carver, Massachusetts, but you know, have the advantage kind of early with that. But you know, Atiba gets some good strikes in, and I'm telling you, Atiba's the best striker in the company. He is so good to watch. He's very fun to watch with, especially with the striking. That hard suplex on the outside by Atiba was good. Bennett sold it really well. Big power bomb from Bennett, like very back and forth, some high flying stuff, some power moves, some striking, everything you want to see in a match. Awesome selling. You know, that deadlift German by Atiba for near 3 count, and then the that like modified what we said when we were talking about like the one weakened angel Michinoku driver, whatever, you know, Falcon Arrow combo thing that Bennett did was really, really cool. You know, big suicide dive by Atiba, and then, you know, comes down to just spear and snap pile driver from Bennett for the 3 count. It's 5 lighthouses. I mean, I don't know what else it could be. That's the best match I've seen in Rocky Mountain Pro yet.
Marky Pins.
Absolutely. Like this match was so good. I'm speechless trying to describe how good this match was at the end of the show. Mike came out. He is the big stud. He's been there. He's done that. KD, you yourself announced all his accolades, you know, and to a guy like Atiba, this is where it is. You need to go out there, have that match right now. And he did. And Mike started really slow in the beginning. You know, he took his time, taking his T-shirt off, taking his hat off. He kind of, you know, just took a minute to size Atiba up real good, and everything was reversal. The first 3 minutes of the match, I don't think anybody really hit anything. It was just reversal after reversal. Both of these guys were on the same level when it came to like technical prowess. The big handshake before the match, we've spoken about it before. That is, to me, that's a huge thing. When you get 2 guys that know exactly how big of a match this really is to both of them. That spear at the end, well, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Atiba with that big reversal of the suplex on the outside hit him on that AstroTurf that has 0 give whatsoever. We spoke about that. The suicide dive through the rope. That spear that Mike Bennett hit a spear on Atiba that I think like recoiled Atiba's ribs like in and out. I hope he didn't break 3 or 4 of them. But like you just saw it, like Atiba just bent in half. And then Mike picks him up and gives him this real big pile driver. I know that in other wrestling, we haven't seen many pile drivers through the years, but when executed properly, that should be like the end of a match. And I was very happy that it was. It was just so damn good. This is nothing but a 5 Lighthouse match. At the end, the handshake, Mike did everything he could. And Mike Bennett is now your number 1 contender for the Rocky Mountain Pro Championship. And Dustin Urich is going to have his hands full. Damon Ace is maybe the unseen element in the wake coming out, having his boys back. I need to watch next week's episode of Charged here. Like, that's all I'm looking forward to seeing right now. What a great match. 5 lighties all day.
Coastal.
Where to begin? This match is a love letter to those that like wrestling and love wrestling like we do. It has everything. It's tempo. Tempo is so important in a match because it factors into storytelling. It factors into how it's worked. And this match had the best tempo. It's opening, back and forth, the sizing up, the psychological stuff, even before the bell rang. You know, Mike sitting in the corner, saw who is this guy, you know, sizing him up. The outside of the ring stuff was so good because we don't see Atiba outside that much. He's a high-flying type of guy. Mike works a very different style. He works very, forceful, stiff, ground and pound. He can go high-flying, but he doesn't as much as Atiba. And Atiba match strikes with him, which says a lot. You know, Mike Bennett's a 19-year veteran. All the accolades that Katie mentioned on the broadcast. The big super power bomb by Mike. That is such a cool move to see at this level because it's a main event move. It happens in big match. This match could have easily been on Dynamite. It could have easily been on SmackDown. It could have easily been on an AEW Dark.
Absolutely.
Any one of those shows this could have been on, and you would have absolutely been like, this is where it needs to be. It is so good. The comeback, I love a good comeback. I was a Hogan mark when I was a kid. I loved the shaking and the finger. And Atiba's is so good, and he uses it so well with the palm strikes, and then the flatliner type move he does there with the leg sweep, and the finish was perfect. It's 5 lighthouses. It could have been anywhere in the world, and it would have been 5 lighthouses, but it was right here at Rocky Mountain Pro.
Hell yeah.
And the rub. That is, for Atiba, that is every single bit of your hard work paying off in something you love with someone who's been at the top level, been at a WrestleMania, and said, you're good. And after this, if you look on Mike Bennett's Twitter, he points it out again and says Atiba's the real deal and to watch him. And that just, I mean, that is so cool. So 5 lighthouses. If anything else, you're wrong. I don't care. It's 5 lighthouses.
I agree.
KD, I mean, you there front and center for that one, bud.
Mm-hmm. You know, that was what I was looking forward to when Mike came in and talking to, everybody in the back, and it was said that Mike wanted to have a match, a New Japan / Ring of Honor match, that he could go out and just do what he wanted to do. And then he was willing to come in. He was willing to do multiple matches that night, which is just the type of person Mike Bennett is. So I can't say enough about Mike. He's one of the most coolest, realest, down-to-earth guys I've ever met. And when we said, okay, who is going to be the person that goes against Mike? The number one answer on everyone's mind was Atiba. There was no question, no question about it. Atiba's got to wrestle Mike Bennett because this is going to steal the show. And, dare I say, it's one of the best matches you'll see all year, not just in Rocky Mountain Pro, but in the entire region. So I'll throw it out there. I can't say enough about Atiba's upside. It's what hasn't been said already about the guy. Like, he's going to be a star. You can't deny that. Here's where I'm going to get in trouble. It's not a 5 for me. It is the closest you can get. It is, I would say, 4.75, 4.9. Simply for the fact of, I agreed with you guys when you said that Damon and Lipto was a 5. 100%, no questions asked. Because that had such a build-up and it had the emotion. I wasn't as emotionally invested in this. I knew it was going to be a great match, and I wanted to see the outcome. But I was not as emotionally invested as I was in that main event. For that reason alone, I cannot give it a 5.
Ooh.
Fair.
You heard it here first.
Fair, I understand it. My quick rebuttal to that is when you have a one-off match like this with no build, they did the absolute best and probably above job they could do telling a great story with no build.
Oh, I'm not going to disagree with you at all. I agree with you 100%. I just, because of the way I am, and that's just how I am because I'm an asshole. I prefer
100% entitled to your opinion.
I like I said, man, they were as perfect as you can get in a match. Like, there's no had they even had a week of build, I would have been like, 5 instantly. This was just, okay, we're going to put this out there. And in my opinion, and again, I'm going to get in trouble for this, I would have preferred to hold it off for even a week and just said, next week, Mike Bennett versus Atiba. And build that up a little bit with, here's what Mike has to say about it. Here's what Atiba has to say about it. That alone
maybe if there
would
was a
have
promo or something, yeah.
Exactly. That, even just that little bit would have made it, to me, okay, no questions asked, 5 all around. But because of that, just because that's just the way I think, again, not taking anything away from any of those two, because that was, without question, the best match on television this week. I will put that against everybody. I don't care what Tony or Kerry or Vince or whoever has. I'll put that match against any of them and say that's the match of the week.
And you could, and you'd be right.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be absolutely right. You know, I wish that wasn't a one-off match. I wish we could see that. Like you said, I wish there was maybe a week or like a week of a promo. You know, Mike comes in, the veteran, and he does list off the accolades and say that I'm going to come in, I'm going to take care of business. And then next thing you know, like here comes Atiba coming right back with his own promo. He's going to come in, he's going to take care of business, and then getting those guys in the ring. If that happened, I'd have given it 5.5 stars.
No, we don't do that.
My bad.
We
My bad.
don't do that.
I'd have given it 5.5. Absolutely. If there was a promo, one of us does it every freaking week, man. One of us does it every week. We're getting better. We're getting better at it. But
And now I got
so
flipped up.
damn good.
Then
Well-
next thing you know, because it was going to be, is it still the Pepsi Center or is it a different center now? Because it's there, we'll start giving it extra lighthouses, and that's a slippery slope.
But
It's in
see,
the
you
dirt
gotta
sheets territory, and
you
hurt
gotta remember,
feelings,
like-
and
like you guys talked about last week. It's now the Ball Arena. We got Dick's Park. We are the complete package when it comes to sports complexes.
I love it.
The complete stack.
First off, I
Man,
want to
fucking
say, before I give my grade on this match, Young Williams 2021, thank you for the follow, first of all. Second of
Yeah,
all,
buddy.
he asked a question. He goes, I have a question. Is Private Party better with Matt or without Matt? Well, let me tell you something, Young Williams. We're currently covering Rocky Mountain Pro tonight. This is the Dudes and Belts Recharge show. This is strictly Rocky Mountain Pro show. We're covering the episode that just aired on Twitch an hour before this show went live. So tonight's about Rocky Mountain Pro. However, if you want to bring that question over to Sunday nights, the Dudes and Belts Wrestling Chatcast will be live every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's when we talk about all things wrestling.
That's the perfect place for that question.
Exactly.
Yes.
So,
And there you see Damon Ace now mentioning also the Ball Arena is blue. So take that for what
The
it's
Blue
worth.
Ball Arena.
so I took a glance at chat. I saw Lipto's in chat. And Lipto, who is him and Damon Ace are the only members of the Five Lighthouse Club right now. And he's even calling the match Five Lighthouses.
Well, KD said he was going to get in trouble. So.
Yeah, no.
yeah.
Well, he's
Oh, I'm getting yelled at next
no,
week.
he's not going to get in trouble from me. Maybe Titus,
Yeah, not
his
from us.
partner, but
Here's the erotic part. The only person I'm not going to get in trouble with from this next week is Atiba.
No.
and I would believe that too. That might push him just that extra step. You never know.
You think Atiba would not give that match against Mike a 5 Lighthouse match?
The way Atiba is, man, like I don't think he'll ever be 100% happy with anything he does. Like, and that's what's going to make him so much better because he'll never stop learning. He'll never stop getting better. He'll never be happy with where he's at.
So, if that's the case, then congratulations, Atiba. Atiba and Mike Bennett are now being added to the group of the Five Lighthouse Club. Congratulations. Damon and Lipto, you guys got partners in that exclusive group.
Gloop.
Yeah.
Augustus Scoop.
Yes.
Augustus Gloop.
And, yeah, no, I mean, the ending of that match sealed it for me. I mean, the rub that he got from Mike Bennett,
Yes.
Well deserved, though.
man. Exactly.
What a
deserved.
show to put on.
But at the same time, I understand where KD is coming from, too. If that match was on next week and they used this week to kind of build it up a skosh, as Marky Pins would say,
Yeah, I was about to say, you stole my word.
I completely understand that, and that would make it a little bit more of an emotional attachment to
It would have felt
next
like an
week's
event.
match. Yes, which
Yeah.
is what drew us to Damon Ace and Lipto. That whole entire build up throughout the course of the night, and again, just like Lipto at Aces Wild, Atiba's selling throughout the entire match was phenomenal. It really was. Just awesome match.
It just shows Atiba's the type of guy that steps his game up when he needs to.
Yeah.
You're
it really
working
does.
with a guy that's been in the business and has a name in the business, and it's kind of like, here's your measuring stick, pal, and Atiba jumped over it. He jumped over the measuring stick.
He got himself in a
that's a
perfect
statement.
situation now. I mean,
you even got Damon Ace giving Atiba props right here. You see that message you just typed in the chat? I mean, you're 100% right, Damon. I mean, it would be cool to get to see you guys have a match together, but if it doesn't happen because Atiba does get signed somewhere, I mean, hey, maybe we'll see you
Damon
guys
get signed somewhere.
That's the thing. Maybe they both get signed somewhere, and we see this match somewhere else. Yeah. But to see that match would be great.
But let me tell you guys, because of that match, you can't tell me that Mike Bennett isn't going across the country or possibly around the world telling all these promoters, like, look, you guys need to keep your eyes on Rocky Mountain Pro. They're fucking doing something special down there in Colorado. And all that Mike Bennett has to do is just show that Atiba-Mike Bennett match. And we haven't seen it yet, but Dustin Urich and Mike Bennett will have a match in a couple weeks. That could possibly be another 5 Lighthouse match down the road. We don't know. But
see that match too. Absolutely.
But
different style match, but still going to be great.
But that match alone with Atiba, all that Mike Bennett's got to do is just show that tape around, and it instantly puts all of you guys, all the talent that's in chat and all the talent that's currently training right now, it puts Rocky Mountain Pro at the front of the pack when it comes to, all these, Ring of Honors, Impacts, WWE, AEW, New Japan, whoever come looking at you guys. So, in a way, that match alone could have possibly opened the doors for all of you guys and Rocky Mountain Pro to be even more exposed by a guy who is world renowned in what he does.
And he recorded a great video talking about Rocky Mountain and giving the whole promotion
yes, he did.
The rub. And that was like serious props and serious respect. You could tell by the look on his face, he believed and meant every single word of what he said. And everything that we've seen out of Rocky Mountains in our short time being partners with you guys, he is right about absolutely everything that he has said. This is a promotion to keep your eye on with some superstars of tomorrow that are just budding now. And now's a great time to start watching a lot of this because you're going to be seeing people like this in the future. You're going to see Atiba. You're going to see Damon. You're going to see Lilith. You're going to see so many of these people later on in the future continuing to do this because they're already that damn good at it now. Give them years to refine this craft. We're going to be watching them on TV a whole lot more later. We're going to be talking to each other going, hey, remember we used to do that Recharge show when these guys were on here? And remember that feud Lilith used to have with that chick Lola? Like, we're going to be talking about this stuff 5-10 years from now. And this is a promotion to keep your eye on right now. And then you get a guy like Bennett that gives the massive rub like that, not just to Atiba, but to literally the entire promotion. That is serious respect and serious props.
By watching this, we do have our finger on the pulse of tomorrow's wrestling. We're going to be seeing a lot of these guys, Atiba and Damon Ace and Lilith. They're going to be on Tuesdays and Wednesdays pretty soon rather than Thursday nights.
Because Monday night kind of sucks.
Good. and honestly, and Fridays.
Quick, real quick, short coastal rant. Why would anybody want to go work for Vince right now? End of rant.
Money. Cashola.
You're selling your soul to the devil. End of rant.
A lot of people like money.